Thanks again and again for your commitment to our package for today and every other day on TMI with yours sincerely, Sonny Duke Okosun, and a host of my colleagues talking about favors and all. Praise Daniel Sadibame as well as Dennis Ofikwo backstage. Let's get the discussion segment in course. Today on the show, we're looking at the recent shutdown of the OSSIOMO power plant in Edo State, an independent power project by the Edo State government in collaboration with a private company that has been dishing out power supply to the state. But just about 4 days ago, the news came that the power plant has been shut down due to disagreements over gas supply. Before then, a lot of beautiful tales have been coming forth from people who have been enjoying the service of OSSIOMO power plant. Some companies, some private individuals, some businesses, and what have you. And the company has also been making an effort to expand its operation to ensure that more people are captured. In fact, we heard that in recent times, many companies have been locating to Edo State, particularly on the Sapele Road axis, just because they want to have access to power supply from the plant. What are the underlying currents leading to this shutdown? To what extent can it be resolved? What are the alternatives? And how have the people been benefiting from this power supply? These are some of the issues we want to look at on this segment of the program. I'd like to thank very especially Christopher Ojekere, though a civil society activist, but is also a senior special assistant to the state government. Chris, thank you for joining us on the program.
Good morning, thank you.
Let me also welcome Dr. Bishop Akhalame. Bishop Akhalame is an author, a politician, is also a policy analyst. Dr. Bishop Akhalame, thank you for joining us on the program.
Good morning, Tashana. Good morning, viewers.
Okay, let's start off with Chris. What do we have on the ground as to the undercurrent that has led to where we are? This is a PPP that has been widely celebrated, and it has since moved from just mere government rhetorics, statements, to becoming a practical reality that is having impact on the economy, on the socio-political lives of the people. What is the undercurrent behind this situation? Yeah.
All right. Sorry, I apologize for my voice.
Okay.
I think the facts of the implications are very clear to everyone who can see. I want to lay context that the most intractable problem we have in Nigeria is power.
Yeah.
Several trillions of naira have been said to be expended on that sector with no result. As active as President Olusegun Obasanjo is, he was said to have spent about 13 billion naira on the power sector with no results.
Billion naira or dollars?
Billion, or dollars.
Dollars.
So thank you.
Okay.
On the power sector with no results. Now, we have been canvassing for a restructured society. And one of the reasons why we do that is because we think that if the society is restructured, then sub-regional governments and local governments might be able to find some solutions to these intractable problems. But it's been in the realm of rhetorics until now, when by the grace of God, God gave us a technocrat in the person of the governor of Edo State, who believes that we should now bring this rhetoric to practical realities. And so for the first time, we have a novel, innovative, cutting edge innovation away from the rhetorics, and OSSIOMO Power Company was birthed. Now, OSSIOMO Power Company supplies and services the Edo State Civil Service Ministries and all other government offices. It supplies and services the street lights that have lit up Edo States. It supplies and services a Motor Gardens housing estate. It supplies and services the Edo Technology Park. It supplies and services Edo Industrial Park and all other subsidiary governments, companies under that. It supplies and services the Edo Creative Hub. in Sapler roads. And all these are viable cutting-edge industries that provide employment and have the ability and capacity to attract investments to these sectors. Now, all of these have been ongoing, and they have been, as you rightly said, wonderful things coming out by Edo people about the workability of a government, a sub-regional government, setting up an independent power plant in collaboration with other private investors to be able to provide that essential, critical, infrastructure that will be missing in this country, which is power. Now, all of a sudden, that was running. You have an institution of the federal government, a subsidiary actually of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company, the Nigerian Gas Marketing Company, clamping down on that industry and doing that with the highest form of ignominy. As we speak to you now, the Nigerian Gas and the Nigerian Gas Marketing Company has not come to the public to say that these are the reasons, this is the particular thing, or these are the issues why we clamped down on the OSSIOMO power plants. There's no institutional evidence of due process having been followed, of letters that have been written, of meetings the management of the power company have been invited to, and of all the other deliberations that ought to have followed when you are having institutional dealings, inter-institutional dealings. Now, there is no such evidence before the public space. They just went there and clamped down on that company. And now you have shortchanged all the beneficiaries, which of course are Edo people, of that particular service. And up till now, as I speak to you, we have no reasons for that. So we can only begin to assume that either that the subsidiary company, that is the Nigerian Gas Marketing Company, acted from its own whims, or they have orders from above. Whether that orders is meant to cripple the Edo economy is something we have to find out. Why should we thought that such companies should be given Obaseki awards? Business Day is about to give that company an award, and I'm going to speak about that award. People, watchers of industries, are applauding and giving awards to such companies. Other state governments are emulating and in fact inviting Obaseki. You read it that the National State government have invited Obaseki to come and show them the way to development. And we are having a federal government institution that have not been able to provide power for Nigeria since Nigeria was Nigeria. Now clamping down on a private sub-regional government initiative that is working. It needs to be explained. So that's the issue as we speak right now.
Okay. Let me get to you, Dr. Bishop Akhalame. Unfortunately, this is the stark reality as relates to OSSIOMO power plant. From some of the information available there in the public space, there are statements relating to payments up to 3 months not being made for gas supplied, and then there are also allegations of the charge on the part of the Nigerian Gas Marketing Company being higher than what has been approved by government as a retail price to anyone who wants to buy. How do you look at these issues in relation to the shutdown of the plant and its far-reaching socio-economic implications?
Thank you very much, Pastor Sonny Diokokosu. Good morning, viewers. Well, Sonny Diokokosu, we have gotten to a point in this country where we have to understand that people are now more educated, have access to information, so that when information comes like this, that to people like us, we first of all look at it, the veracity of statements coming from different quarters. So for people like us, we stay on the reserved seats, we don't see anything, we don't follow the public opinion, we don't look at the public postulation, we don't look at everything that's happening, we import what is called moral content into what is happening, then we draw a conclusion. Now come, it is not possible anywhere for a power company to be disconnected by the Nigeria Gas marketing company without reasons. There are always reasons why something like that nature happens. But why I'm worried is that nobody has been able to give to the public what has transpired. But we look at it with our optical eyes to see what has happened. There is information from one corner coming up that the price at which they are selling the standard cubic feet is about $6. Now, which is far beyond the approved price by the government. So therefore, the management of the OSSIOMO power plant now looking for an alternative source of supply. One quarter. That was the reason why the company has said, since you are now looking for alternative, then there's no need of us supply you. When you look at the statement is so vague, it's not complete. Then, you look at it again, that if you are not owing, take for instance, you are not owing in your house, maybe you prepaid, it's finished, the power will just go off. Now, maybe you are not connected to, you are prepaid. They bill you, they read your meter, and they bill you at the end of the month, and you pay. And they come to your house to see if you have actually made payment after 10 days in which that bill was given to you. And look at you that you're having the debt is huge. What would you think the power would do? The power company would do? They will disconnect you when you're around or not. They will disconnect you whether they see you or not. Disconnect because you're owing. So to me, and I presume, and I think that the private power firm in Edo, which is OSSIOMO power plant, it could be that it's owing. If it's not owing, why would the company just come up and disconnect supply of gas to function? No, now that is obiter data, statement by the wayside. Okay. Now let's look at the concept of the OSSIOMO power supply. So in Kokosu, there's nothing we are going to say on air that people will say, oh, maybe you don't like the government. It is not like that. Like me, I had the state chairman of my party, the Zene Labour Party. We were supposed to be in power, but unfortunately, the governor was very lucky to become the governor of the state. You know, it is a privilege. So on our own, it is our duty and responsibility to guide him. Okay. When it's not going well, we say, okay, governor, you are not doing well. You are not doing well like this. You're supposed to have done like this because we, as a party, we have a template. This is where we're coming on board. That when we come on board, and take over government, these are the things we are going to do. So when we see somebody who is not there by opportunity, by privilege, it's not doing what we say, see, this is what we're supposed to do. We work in harmony. Okay. The OSSIOMO power plant, to us, the people don't feel the impact.
The people are not feeling the impact.
Let me tell you something. We don't feel the impact. As I speak to you, now it's shut down. Even people don't even know whether it's shut down. Who are the people? The hollow polloi, the downtrodden, the masses who stay under the sun, under the rain, don't cast their votes. These people don't feel, they don't even know what is OSSIOMO power plant. They pay for power holding, they don't get light, the thing is not there. I heard him, my good friend, we say that the sources, I was trying to look at all the beneficiaries of the plant. He talked about the motor estate, garden estate. He talked about the Edo Tech Park. He talks about the Edo Creative Hub. Then he talk about this public service academy. That is the Chief Oyegu Public Service Academy. And of recent, the governor made a promise to the airport that he was going to give them 24 power supply. And to NUJ and the Air Force, if I'm not mistaken.
Air Force Base, yeah.
Now, where the people, the poor people are supposed to benefit, which is for just 3 hours, so they don't have it, which is the light. If you drive from Moluku down to Isio, Ubawa, Uselu, take it to New Benin, are there street lights? You are in Benin, there are no street lights. Even though they are not working. If you drive from Oluku, Isio, Ubawa, down to New Benin, it is only when you get to Ring Road, there you see street lights, they're not even bright. Then if you take it again from above and down to, what do you call it again? Ikobahi, down to Aduwawa, are there street lights? So, when you drive at Benin at night, that's why you see some persons at night, when you wake up in the morning, you see some vehicles in the drainage, in the gutter. Because they cannot see at night.
But they're supposed to have light on their autos.
They have, you see, everybody cannot have sharp light. If your vehicle is not sharp and the vehicle that's coming have a sharp light.
So why do you drive at night if your vehicle is not sharp?
So if you go to work and you don't finish your time, won't you go home again? Will you sleep at your home? So you see, Benin is a city. There should be signs. As you are coming from Lagos, you are coming from Warri, you are coming from Anambra, you are coming from Auchi, there will be a sign that you are entering the capital city of Edo State. With all the lights, 7, up there by 5. The people benefit 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, maximum 4 hours. 4 hours. That is the way the people are supposed to have benefited. But I was saying this. So what I'm not too comfortable is that a governor will just go to an event. He will use the OSSIOMO power plant as a gift. He will just tell a company, I will give you 24 hours. What about the poor people who voted for you? Are they benefiting from this plant? See, a time has come for us to call a spade, not a shovel. What I'm not comfortable with is that people, as I'm talking, people are angry now. You know why? When you benefit from a system, you don't see anything wrong with the system. Edo State belongs to all of us. When we talk like this, it's because we want Edo State to be better than the way it is today. Okay. I'm not saying the government is not trying, but the area is having issues. Yeah. We need to address it so that he can buckle off.
Okay. Chris, let's get you to comment on some very key issues he raised and what is also there in the public space, particularly on the part that the gas company itself, the plant itself, OSSIOMO power plant, we've been told that they discovered that they were being charged a higher price by the Nigerian gas marketing company. So on account of that, they are exploring other ways of getting cheaper gas supply. Against that background, if the Nigerian gas company now decides to withdraw its services while OSSIOMO power plant seeks other ways to get continuous supply, has the gas company done anything?
All right. First of all, it's not my habit to dwell on speculations. That was why in my introductory speech I said we have not got any official statements from the Nigerian gas
marketing company.
Now we have got an official statement from the Edo Power Company,
yeah,
that they have just suddenly found that their plant have been shut down. That official statement is an indictment on the Nigerian gas company, a federal government institution. The least you would expect is an immediate reaction from that institution, debunking what the Edo Power Company have put in public space, and then giving their own reasons of why they shut down. We haven't seen that. So that itself has taken care of that speculation. Okay. Because as a federal government institution, you cannot keep quiet when another government institution accuses you that you have done extra ministerial, so to speak, sectorial behavior, okay, by just coming to shut down this company. So they would have reacted to that. So that itself has put pay to that. Now, I want to also tell you that, assuming without conceding that Edo State government is shopping to find a cheaper price, are you commending him or criticizing him? Because I cannot expect that Bishop Akandame will be criticizing that, because I know that it's an accounting though. A man is in business, and then the only way he can make his product cheap for the people which he wants the product to get to is to ensure that the cost of production, I say assuming without conceding, yeah, I'm using the argument that is put on the table. Yeah. Now, it's to ensure that the cost of production is brought to the barest minimum so that he will be able to sell at very cheap rates so he can reach more of the people. More of the people, I have said. So now, assuming without conceding, then the Nigerian gas company should be ashamed, because we are talking of a gas product that was being flared. Nigeria is spending billions of naira flaring this gas. Nigeria has one of the biggest, if not the largest, gas concentration in the entire world. And Nigeria should have piped all its houses now and supply gas to all houses. And gas would have been powering our cars. If we know what to do, you are wasting it. And the sub-regional government, in the creative and innovative, proactiveness, comes to you to say, okay, this gas that you are wasting, we'll put value to it, we'll pay you money for it. Supply it so you can power houses in Edo State. And then you are coming out to come, anyway, they have not come out to complain. Now, as for reaching the masses of the people, I want to tell you that in the Nigeria economy today, if you do your studies, about the poorest people in this country today are civil servants, and especially civil servants in the states, employment. 30,000 minimum wage. That is what your aluminium roof guy will charge you as the money you will give him to do first shopping. That's what your mechanic will charge you as the money you will give him to attend to your car. That's what was being paid, and that's what is being paid in many of the states of the country to our civil servants. Obaseki has just increased those owned to 40,000 now. So the first beneficiary, which is the civil servant, are the very poor people that you are referring to. They are the first beneficiaries.
How they beneficiary? They enjoy this life.
Because when they go to the offices, they don't have to suffocate again while working in dingy environments. Now they have a work-friendly environment. Fans can now blow while they are racking their brains, and then ACs can now blow. So they are beneficiaries. At least the life expectancy of their average those civil servants now would have been improved in the office environment. Okay. Now the street lights is talking about. I don't know when last they drove in Edo at night, because I have driven at night before this gas company came to shut it down. I have driven around Edo at night. I mean, Edo is lit up. The people are still working, removing old, maybe it's referring to those old ones that were installed. I don't know if that's the one it's referring to. The new street lights that have been installed are powered by OSSIOMO. If you are coming from Ikpoba Hill, where I live, as soon as you start to descend, you start to see a new Benin from Third Junction. And they are extending it now to Ikpoba Hill. That's the next policy, the next phase. And then you drive to Akpakpaba, you don't have to use your light. So if you don't have a good light in your car, as you said, you can use the street lights. So Edo is lit up, and the people are enjoying that in their houses. The people who do business late are enjoying that. So the people, it's reaching the people, and I want you to know that we're talking of an independent power plant. What the federal government has not been able to achieve with trillions, a state government with its lean budgets, is achieving, and we are judging him with the standard of the federal government. That's actually a commendation to the state government. That we are asking the state government to provide power within few months to the whole of Edo people. It's a great commendation. It shows how much the government is doing, because when you have raised the bar, that people begin to criticize you. So it is reaching the people, and it's going to continue, because one of the reasons why you see industrial sector was targeted, as the bishop referred to, was that is the only thing that can attract investments. If people who do businesses, big businesses, know that if they come to Edo, they will have 24 hours power service, they are going to have to come. And if they come, what are the people that are going to work? It is the Edo people that will work in those companies. The creative hub I refer to, for instance, I keep saying it here before the election, about a young lady, I don't think now she's up to 20, who builds shoes. She's in that creative hub in Sapler Road. And she had 4 apprentices. Valerie Osawe. She builds shoes. And she's able to do that because she has power supply. Those are the poor we want to reach. If that cluster of business was not set up in Sapler Road, how will she be able to have the opportunity to do that? So you need people who would invest, trusting that they will have 24 hours power service. They have to be targeted. Okay. And the people have to come out, being encouraged to come and invest and employ Edo people. That's the way you create employment. So there is no way you can have power as a charity, policy. It has to be business policy. That's why BACN, BEDC, we pay. Because if we don't pay, we can't have electricity, because you have to run the plants, you have to buy the gas. Okay, now you are saying that we are looking for cheaper gas, and people have not even been asked to pay anything. We have been cut off. So it's an investment, and it's an investment on power, which is a generator of wealth and a generator of other industries that leads to employment.
Bishop Akalame, is this politics at play? I mean, between the OSSIOMO power plant and the Nigerian gas marketing company, what were the fact that over 5 days, 4 days going into 5 days since the issue broke out, there hasn't been a reaction from the Nigerian gas marketing company on why the gas plant was shut down, in spite of the fact that there are people who have started subscribing to OSSIOMO power plant services, and then you also have the plank of the BDC in all of this conversation as to those who have the rights, what do they call it now? The right, yes, so the economic right or rights to, deploy this service to these franchise states in which they are operating.
My brother, there is no politics in what has happened. It is business. Let me tell you something. Do you know that on daily basis, that the Nigeria Gas Marketing Company supplies about 1 million cubic feet to the OSSIOMO power plants? That amount to millions of revenue to the company. So you cannot assume that a man who is in business and is getting money from somewhere automatically say, well, I'm no longer interested in this business. A man can say, I'm no longer interested in business when the business is no longer favorable. So, what I have said is that the management of the OSSIOMO plant are being economical with the truth. If you are being disconnected, we don't expect the Nigeria Gas Marketing Company to tell the public the reason why the OSSIOMO power plant was disconnected. That statement should be issued to the OSSIOMO power plant when they pay a costly visit or they pay a visit to challenge that decision if they are not owing the Nigeria Gas Marketing Company. Then after that, maybe the media will not let us to know what has actually happened. Has the management of this power plant paid a visit to this company to say why was our company disconnected? I gave you an example. If you use the power company PLC, you use their power, and you are not at home, you come home, just call that your power was disconnected, your light was disconnected, and you are not owing. What will you do? You take your bills, you drive to their office. Oh boy, I just came home and discovered that my light was disconnected. I'm not owing. What has happened? Then they will not give you the reasons why you were disconnected. Has the management paid a visit to them to ask why we were disconnected? And if they have done it, maybe they have been told they are not telling us. So what we're just doing, we're just arguing for nothing. So we cannot actually blame the Nigeria Gas Marketing Company right now. So the management of the OSSIOMO power plant has to pay a visit to them to why, if actually they are not owing. Because I don't see it because it's a business. You can imagine a company that I told you supplying about 1 million cubic feet worth of gas to a company, and it make a lot of millions in dollars. Okay, now automatically say, well, I'm not going to supply you again. I'm not interested in your business when you are making money. Let's be sincere with ourselves. There are things. Let's bring in moral content into what we are discussing. No, let's see if actually this thing is true or not. That's what about me. I don't have an issue, but I have to call a spade a spade. Look at issues the way they are. I am not, and I don't know anything. I don't have anybody that I'm supporting in the Nigerian gas. I have to look at the issues the way they appear. Let's be sincere now. Talk to ourselves the way issues supposed to go. Now you talk about the civil service that they want the poorest. Sir, that is not true. Do you know what? Today I told you on this program some time ago. I said right now we did our research. We got Nigerian Edo people, almost 8 million people. How many people are in the civil service? You look at that percentage, compared to what these people who are not even working. Those who just wake up in the morning, they just go out to hustle. Those who are in business. Because of the inflation right now, so people they don't make anything for business anymore. So tell me, those who are in the civil service, how do they not benefit from the government? They don't take salary from the government? Nothing. Apart from the public utility. Maybe roads, street lights, all these, even roads are not even good. As when you give the road to a company to construct, before they finish it, where they started, there are potholes already. As you are driving, you see that every day you go to the mechanic to look at your shock and your window.
Are you saying that lights, for example, should be given to these people free?
No. Duke Okosu, I want you to understand me very well. He emphasized on street lights. That is my problem. When I come to the announced, I know Shomole was a governor of this state. He fixed street lights on Ubowo Road down to New Benin. I know since that time, almost how many years now, we have not seen light on that road. Two of us now. Let me see here. Have you seen light there? You go post attention, you close here, let you go home. Have you seen light on this Ubowo Road? Are there no street lights? So what I'm saying is that where the masses will benefit is that if you say street light, no problem. Even though we don't have the lights in our homes, if everywhere is bright on the road, we'll be happy. So let the government, the government cannot do everything. And I believe that there is a committee set up. Some time ago I said it. If I should talk right now, the traffic lights are not working. Because they're not working again, you don't see all those, what do you call it, the ESMA on the road. They're not there. What they used to do before, they will stay somewhere. Once you build the traffic light, they will be apprehended. But because this is no longer there, where they used to stay before, they're no longer there to control traffic because they want to make the public collect money.
Okay.
Now these things, they are not working. So who are the committee? Who are the people starting with the responsibility to ensure that these things, they are being maintained, they are functioning? Because the government cannot be everywhere.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's try and stay on course. But I know you want to react. The statement by OSSIOMO Power Plant, a statement that came from them on this matter, said the plant has been forcefully shut down. I want to underline that word, forcefully shut down. Is there something we can deduce from that in this conversation?
The thing to deduce is obvious. I understand Bishop Akalame's feelings and his attempt to take all the responsibilities of Nigeria on Obaseki.
That's not correct.
Now, yes.
That's not correct, sir.
But I want us to stay on the facts.
Yeah.
He has admitted earlier that he does not have the facts, so he's postulating. Now, if he had read this letter that you gave us the heading, the letter went on to say that the matter has been escalated to the
higher
appropriate quarters. So that tells you that there have been exchanges between OSSIOMO and the Nigeria Gas Company. Official exchanges, which you said there is not. There have been. So I don't blame him because he has no information.
That is not correct. Because before I listen to you, the management has not come to say this is the reason why we were disconnected. The matter has been escalated.
So let's take it one at a time. Yeah.
The management said we have been disconnected. There was no reason given to them why they were disconnected. However, we have not sat here to start to weep. We have escalated the matter to the official quarters. Okay. Are you following that? Now, have come out to the public like that. We expect the Nigeria Gas Company to come out to say they are not correct. They have not done that. But Akaname is doing that for them now. Now, he said something else again. I'm shocked that as a political party chairman, you said you don't expect that the Nigerian Gas Company should give reasons to Edo people why they have suddenly assaulted, interrupted their power supply that they enjoy, a public service utility, a public service agency, should not give explanation. They should, of course, give explanation. So, Edo people that are beneficiaries of it should know why. The government have come up to say, look, we have been forcefully shut down. The government have cried out. But we have escalated the matter. Let the Nigerian Gas Company get their own side of it. Now, coming back to those youths, is it street light that is going to give youth a job? Is it not when a barber has light to use in his barbering shop that he will make money? Is it not when a shoemaker has light to use to do his filing that he will make money? Is it not when the vulcanizer has light to use, when the hairdressing salon has light to use? So the emphasis should not be that everywhere is lit up. Anybody can light up his house using a generator. What we are saying is that the first priority should be that this light is channeled to investment so that it can provide the small and medium enterprises enough light 24/7. Let me tell you, OSSIOMO before now supplied about 22 hours light per day. And so if you are a barber, you will work and be tired and go home. If you are a shoemaker, you are connected to the light. Even though you do not have street lights, but there are street lights. And the street lights are working. And you cannot expect Edo State government to be doing the work of the federal government. The federal government should provide light. It has not been able. Edo State government has provided. We should praise him. Because those who have been beneficiaries of this light, who are Edo people like you and me, have said so. I've just said this here another. Business Days giving their next Bulls Awards to them. And what is they said one of the reasons is the potential to grow investment. The investment is going to attract so that there will now be job creation because people have lights to use. Why is everybody crying for light? not necessarily for fun, but because it is the source, the major source, the prime source to providing employment by powering industry, whether small, medium enterprises or whether big cottage industries, blue chips industry. So light is key, and we should all come out as Edo people to ask the Nigeria Gas Company, why are you preventing the light you couldn't provide, which our government have provided? Why are you preventing us from enjoying it? You should not be sitting here defending them until you have the facts before you.
All right. Let me get Dr. Akalame. Dr. Akalame, look at it from this way. This matter has been on for days. The hue and cry over this OSSIOMO power plant has been on. And if the Nigerian Gas Marketing Company, relying on the statement made by Christopher Ojekere that there's been exchanges between the company, between the two companies, and they are yet to give an official statement or respond to the issues at stake, isn't that tantamount to someone trying to hide something from the eyes of the public? If really there is no issue or there is no ulterior motive, this is not a politicization of an economic issue, shouldn't the company by now come out to say something on this issue?
Like I told you before now, the way I understand it, if that company will make a comment as regard to the reason where they were disconnected, it has to be to the management of the OSSIOMO power plant. Then the OSSIOMO power plant will now in turn report to its clients, those people that is servicing. Let me tell you something. The supply of gas is to OSSIOMO power plant, not to Edo people, not to those companies he's talking about. It is OSSIOMO power plant that supply power to those companies, those firms you talk about, an individual that you talk about.
So we should then rely on what OSSIOMO power plant has said about the company.
No. Even the OSSIOMO power plant has not given a corporate reason why they were disconnected. Instead, we have been disconnected forcefully.
Yes.
Good. So what I'm saying is this: we cannot just believe what is just a statement that just come, and you look at the statement does not has weight. The question is this: are you owing? Because if you're not owing, I see no reason why you should be disconnected. Then if you have an alternative, even when you are disconnected, why can't you just connect your alternative and give power to those firms and individuals you are servicing? You talk about barbers. Why we are even talking about street light is that because I feel that is the easiest. The barber in my street now, tell me, how will he have access to this OSSIOMO power supply? They say spend money, or you ask me a question, say, are they going to give them free of charge? I don't want to make the discussion so disturbing in this program. That's why I said no. Let me do it on street light that I said is powering. Because if you talk about the barbers and the rest who are in other streets, how are they going to have access?
Because the reason when I asked you that question was when you said that the poorest of the poor can't access.
They can't access.
Yeah, but we know that the poorest of the poor, they're also part of the problems that a major utility company like BDC, they are having serious problem because they supply light, they don't get the returns. Many times you have the issue of meter bypass and all of that. So how do we deal with the poorest of the poor with the OSSIOMO power plant strategy? How do we deal with it if an already existing power supply company is having problems with the poorest of the poor who don't pay bills? They see power as a public service, as a utility that they should enjoy. Back in the days, like what used to happen back in the days of NEPA or whatever name it's called back in the day. So let's get a reaction on that.
That is not correct.
I'm asking you.
That's not correct. Because what I said, they pay their bills. Because these are the same people, they have access to their houses. They have access to their homes, even when they have gone to their normal household. They go to their houses and disconnect them without nobody harassing them. But they cannot go to your house because your house is first. Even if they are afraid, there are dogs inside. How would they go access your meter? Until you are around.
They'll climb the pole.
They can't even do that.
They'll climb the pole.
They're even afraid. So it's the poor people that we are even dealing with. They go to their houses anyhow. They open their gates, and even those who have gates, they don't lock it, they don't have security, they don't open their gates, go, and disconnect them and go, take their wire away. They will say, come. They will say, go and see Mr. James. Mr. J, go and see Peter. They dribble them. They will still make them to pay money before they will not pay for disconnection, before they will not connect them. What are we not saying? They pay. They force them to pay for services not rendered. Okay? So, people are suffering. In accounting, when you pay for services not enjoyed, you know what that means? You know what that means? That is exploitation. They are exploiting you. They are exploiting the poor masses. So, if the government want to bring those power supply to Edo State, to benefit people, the poor people should benefit in that way. But I know that the megawatts that you generate is not even enough. As of 2020, I think it was about 45. They want to 55. They now say they want to increase to 95.
95 megawatts, yeah.
Okay? Yeah. So, the government, what I'm saying is that instead of giving it as gift, I have watched him. He will go to some places. He will say, I will give you 24. The question I asked, are they paying? You as a senior person.
No, wait.
So I want to know if they are paid because I know when we talk about public-private initiative.
Yes.
What is the government share in that investment? Because I know it's huge. Now, what is the return on investment? So if the masses cannot have access to the service, you say for now, you give it to private individuals, estates, where you have bourgeois, and some individuals. Now, how if the poor people cannot have access to it, they don't use it for their business. You say they create job. How many youths we still have on the street today? My brother, just come outside there now. You will not say anybody outside there. Just say, only. You will see thousands of youths outside there. You will not ask questions. Where have they been? There are no jobs. I will discipline ourselves. Okay, no job.
All right, so let's get you on there quickly.
Now, I'm a bit surprised.
Why are you surprised?
Because he's an accountant. Are you saying that an investment that is an ongoing concern? When OSSIOMO started, was it covering all these areas it was covering now?
No.
It continues to expand. That's the whole idea. How can it expand if it's out of business? So businesses expand. Now it's covering Obayanto and Ologbo communities. Those are poor communities. What do? You take data, the facts you have on ground, you extrapolate. Have you heard any customer connected to OSSIOMO complaining today? It gets 22 hours light supply and 100% metering. And that standard will continue to expand till it reaches everybody. You want OSSIOMO to expand in 1 month to the whole Edo. You don't understand the investment that goes into power production. What the federal government with trillions have not been able to achieve. And then you see it expanding. It has gone to street lights. It is the age of industrial hubs. How else do you sponsor, how else do you finance that project? That's the only way. Now, to those companies you say, you think Obaseki, assuming we are even just talking pedestrianly, as you know him, would dash power to a company for free.
Or to an individual.
To an individual.
Yeah, a corporate.
A businessman. You give the company power.
The way he's saying
it. Because the way you give company power, of course they pay.
Okay.
But you give them power, not for that's not the end in itself. It's for you to empower the community to be able to expand this business, create production that leads to employment. We want to have a productive society, apart from employment. We want to employ people that are skilled and that are themselves producers. That's a productive society. Okay. So that's the whole idea. Okay. And it will continue to expand like that. What we should be asking is, unfortunately, we don't have third term. That if you have this kind of governor, is the truth, with this kind of trajectory, and it continues to go, before you know it, the entire Edo State, I am telling you that governors are beginning to invite him now to come and show them how to grow their economy.
So at this point in time, the onus is on the Nigeria Gas Marketing Company.
So not to frustrate the effort of Edo State government to provide power for its people.
Power Plant also said they are making plans to look for cheaper means. So
they said so.
Yes, they said so. Cheaper means compared to what they are getting from Nigeria Gas Marketing. Isn't this tantamount to shooting themselves in the leg by saying OSSIOMO Power Plant?
When Obaseki wanted to start OSSIOMO, BDC was all over the place and said he couldn't start it. It was not possible. How can he provide it? They thought they had the monopoly. OSSIOMO is standing.
And it's broken that jinx.
Yes.
Let me get the final word from you. Let me get the final word from you, Mr. Makalam.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah.
I want to make this passionate appeal to the management of the OSSIOMO Power Plant.
Okay.
That the only way we can defend your decision and your action is when you make your facts no to the people. Tell the people the truth. You have to be very truthful to the people, so that the people when they are talking, they know exactly where to defend you or not.
All right. All right. Thank you so much.
You must know that if you hear the fact and you don't believe it, you are not believer, because you said you don't believe the statement of the OSSIOMO. So it's not
Okay. So the orders as it stands today is on the Nigeria's gas marketing company to really come out and tell the people, give us their own version of the story behind the forceful shutdown of OSSIOMO power plants. And in any case, if you have some basic science, you also know that it's not good for the plant to be shut down, because that plant is supposed to be running continuously with gas supply and supplying power, boosting the economy as it were. But we hope that within the shortest possible time, this issue will be resolved and the business will be back, and those who are currently enjoying will continue to enjoy the services of OSSIOMO power plants. We'll take a short break. We'll be back with you on TMI. Stay with us.